Hi, and welcome to today's Beginner's Pilates full body workout. In today's routine, you're going to be sculpting your entire body in a gentle, low impact way. You're going to be strengthening all the major muscle groups. We are going to be including a warm up and a cool down. There's no equipment necessary for today's routine. And I'm going to be cueing you on proper form and good Pilates technique throughout the entire workout. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into our warm up. We're going to start off in an all fours position on the mat. We're going to take the knees nice and wide, big toes are together. We want to position the shoulders so that they're above the wrists. From here, we're going to inhale and sink back toward the heels into a child's pose. And as we exhale, we're going to come forward, positioning those shoulders above the wrists, gently pushing the mat away. Sink back into a child's pose, stretch and lengthen through the spine. And come forward, shoulders above those wrists. Inhale, come back, and exhale, come forward. Now I want you to get into the Pilates breath here. So as you inhale, your abdominals are relaxed, and as you exhale, you're pulling your belly button in towards your spine, tightening the core. Good, inhale, and exhale, drawing your navel in. Inhale, sink back, stretching the spine. Exhale, come forward, lifting abdominal wall. Nice work. We've got 4 and 3. Nice broad shoulders by pushing the mat away. For 2 and final 1. Nice. Now I'd like you to bring your knees back into a parallel position. Knees below the hips, wrists below the shoulders. And we're going to go into some cat-cow spine stretches. So we're going to drop the belly, roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to push the mat away and scoop your belly in, dropping the crown of your head. Inhale, round. And exhale, push the mat away. Good. Inhale, drop the belly and arch the spine. Good, and exhale, push mat away, rounding through the spine, dropping the crown of the head. Inhale, roll those shoulders down and back. And exhale, draw navel in and separate the vertebra. Really push the mat away as you round. Tucking the tailbone, stretching the spine. Let's go 3. And 2, nicely done, mobilizing that spine. And last 1, round through the spine, pushing the mat away, and then bring the spine back into neutral. Nicely done. Now I'm going to move into a kneeling position. If kneeling is uncomfortable for you, you can stand here with your feet hip distance apart. We're going to pick the arms up overhead, reaching and stretching through those fingers. And then from here, we're going to lower the right hand down behind and bring the left hand to the right thigh or outside of the right knee. Good. Lift and then switch sides, bringing the right hand to the left knee and the left hand stretches back behind the body. So as we twist, we want to look out over the shoulder, stretching through the neck here as well. And try to keep the hips facing forward so we're not rotating around in the hips. We're mobilizing the thoracic spine. We're stretching through the shoulders and the arms. And we're opening up in the chest. Take it slow. Really reach away from yourself with those fingers. That arm that's stretching away. Good. Keep the spine nice and elevated here. Try not to slump. We want to keep the spine nice and lifted. Nice work. For 2. And last 1 each side. Slowly rotate. Twist a little further if you can. And last 1. Amazing work. Back to center. Reach up high. And then pull the elbows down to the side of the body. Reach up high, palms are facing forward, and pull elbows down. Gently warming up the upper back muscles. I want you to grow a little bit taller up through the crown of the head each time you pull those elbows down. and try to keep your chin parallel with the floor here. Good. I'll move to the front for a moment so you can see what this looks like. I'm keeping the chest nice and open here. Drawing those elbows down toward the sides of the body. Let's go 3. Pull down with energy. 2, draw your belly button in toward your spine as you breathe out. And last 1, amazing work. We're going to return to our all fours position. If this ever feels really uncomfortable in all fours, you can drop down onto your forearms. But otherwise, we're up on those palms. The arms are pretty much straight, but we've got a little gentle micro bend in the elbow so you're not locking out the elbow. We're gonna pick the right knee up and circle it around and down. Circle it up, around, and down. So what we're doing here is mobilizing the hip joint and gently activating the gluteus medius muscles. So nice slow circles in the air. And 5, good. Now we're gonna reverse direction. So pick that knee up and circle backwards. Good. Keep pushing the mat away so you're not sort of slumping in the shoulders here. 3, nice and fluid motion. 2, and 1. Nicely done. Lower the knee. Now we're gonna switch sides. We're gonna circle forward with that left knee. Trying to keep your torso nice and stable here by engaging the core and keeping those shoulders nice and broad as we lift that knee up and over. Last one in this direction, nicely done. And now circle it back for 5. Inhale and exhale as you come up and around. For 3, nice and slow and controlled. 2, lubricating the hip joint. And last 1, nicely done. Amazing work. Now, we're gonna get into our workout here, but we're gonna begin by really warming up the abdominal wall. So I'd like you to bring your feet forward on the mat. We're going to take a hold behind the thighs and separate the feet so they're hip distance apart. So we want our ankles, knees, and hip bones tracking in alignment. We're gonna press into the backs of the thighs so we're really elongated through the spine. Chin is parallel with the floor, crown of the head is lifted up toward the ceiling, and the shoulders are down away from the ears. From this upright position, we're going to move into a C curve. So we're gonna gently tuck the tailbone and really scoop the lower abdominals in so that we can start rounding through the spine, moving the spine into the shape of a C. So you're sort of scooping out your abdominals here. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna pull the belly in toward the spine and use your core strength to restack the vertebra, keeping the hands behind the thighs for support. So inhale, exhale, start to curve back, drawing the abdominal wall in. Deep inhale, and exhale. Slowly lift up. Good. Inhale at the top of the lift. Exhale, start to curve back, straightening those arms, keeping the legs parallel. Inhale at the bottom, shoulders down away from your ears, and exhale, pull belly in to lift. Nice work. Repeat. Abs in the whole way up, re-straightening and stacking the vertebra between each lift. Between each curve rather. Inhale and exhale. Inhale at the bottom of the lift and exhale, pull belly in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, and lift. Nice. Good work. We're gonna do 2 more like that. Come back a little bit further if you can, challenging yourself, keeping your heels in contact with the mat. Good. Last one, we're gonna come down and hold in this shape of a C, holding it here. for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deep inhale. And exhale. Elevating back up. Nicely done. Now we're going to add a rotation. So I'm going to take my right arm in front at shoulder height, palm facing in. Left hand stays behind the left thigh. Heels are in contact with the mat. Sitting up nice and tall to begin. Inhale here. Exhale, go back into your C. Now keeping the hips evenly weighted, we're going to twist to the right with that right arm, looking out at right fingers, and then back to center, lift it up. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, twist. Keep those bum cheeks down on the floor and back to center, rolling it up. Good. 3 more like this. Lowering, twisting, keeping the hips facing forward, working into the obliques. Back to center and lift up. Amazing. Last 2. Lower, twist, back to center, and lift. Last 1. We're going to come down, twist from the waist, keep the shoulders down away from the ears, back to center, and roll it up. You can push into the backs of those thighs for a nice stretch. Now I'm going to turn around and do the other side. You can stay facing forward, but I just don't have much room to my left. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, float the left arm at shoulder height, roll it down, hold it there, and twist, keeping those hips evenly weighted, back to center, and roll up, stretching and lengthening through the spine. Nicely done. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Twist and rotate, back to center, and roll it up. Amazing work. Lowering, twisting, working into the waistline, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears, and lifting up. Nice work. Lower it down. Twist a little bit further if you can this time. Nice work. Back to center and lift. Last 1. We're going to lower it down. Plug belly in. Twist from the waist. Reach and stretch. And back to center and roll up. You can straighten your legs out long and fold over your lower body, enjoying a back body stretch here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take hold of your thighs, your calves, your ankles, whatever you can reach, and just stretch out the lower back. Nice work. Slowly roll it up. And now we're going to move ourselves down onto the mat. So roll down carefully, use your hands to help you. When you touch down, I'd like you to interlace your fingers and place them behind your head. Now we want our head to be heavy in the hands. So when we move into these crunches, we're never going to be using the hands to pull the head up. We're using the hands like a hammock for the head. So imagine your head like a bowling ball in a hammock, okay? So you're just supporting the head. Elbows are going to stay nice and wide. The feet are hip distance apart. Right now, you'll have a little bit of space between your low back and the mat, but as we crunch up, that space is going to go away. We're going to press the back into the mat. So we're inhaling here, and as we exhale, we're peeling the head, neck, and shoulders up, resting the head on top of the shoulders, flattening that space between the low back and the mat, and then lowering. Good. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl up, drawing belly button down toward the spine and the mat, and then lower. Good. Really slow. Good. And lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And lower. Inhale. Good. Now, every time you lift, I want you to draw your belly button down toward the mat for the entire exhale, and then you can relax those abs as you lower down. Good. Keeping those elbows nice and wide
Again, not pulling head, neck, and shoulders up, just peeling the upper back up off the mat and then lowering it down one vertebra at a time. Nicely done. Let's go 3 and 2 and final 1. Nice work. Now from here, we're going to come up and we're going to hold for 3 seconds. And as we come up and hold, we're going to be exhaling and tightly drawing the belly button in toward the spine. So let's just practice that breath before we come up. You can place your hands on your abdomen. We're going to deeply inhale in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're drawing the navel down toward the spine throughout the entire range of exhale. So inhale, relax those abdominals. Exhale, pull belly button down, pull belly away from your fingers as you breathe out. Nice work. Take your hands behind your head again. We're inhaling here and exhaling. 1, 2, 3, and lower. Good. Inhale to lower. Exhale. And lower. Good. So we're keeping those abdominal muscles contracted as we peel up and hold for 3 seconds. Nice work. Now make sure your gaze isn't up at the ceiling here. That'll strain your neck. You want to aim to be looking out between your inner thighs every time you curl and crunch up. Good. Really working with that breath. Nice work. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to peel it up. Good. We've got 3 more sets. Connecting with those deep core muscles for 2. And last one, peel it up. Amazing work. Lower down. Now I'm going to place my hands on my abdomen again for feedback, for the breathing pattern here. We're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to draw the right knee in toward the chest. Drawing the belly button down toward the spine. Lower the right leg. Lift the left as you exhale. Tightening the core. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift the right leg. Alternating sides. So as you bring a leg up, I want you to press your low back into the mat and contract your belly button down toward the mat. Good. Throughout the entire range of exhale, you are contracting that core. Inhale and exhale. Good. And last one like this. Amazing. Now, if you're feeling strong here, you can take your hands back behind your head and add a crunch with those leg lifts. If not, keep your head, neck, and shoulders down and keep practicing that core engagement on the breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift, contracting the abdominal wall down. Good. Alternating sides. Lifting your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat, looking out between your inner thighs as you curl and crunch up. Nice work. Notice I'm moving slowly and with control, moving on the breath, keeping those elbows wide for 3 and 2. Lift a bit higher through those shoulders if you can. And last one. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to go into the single leg stretch. So I'm going to bend my right knee in toward my chest, take my right hand around my right shin, left hand comes just under the right knee, holding the leg in the frame of the body. So you don't want that knee going out to the side. You want that knee, ankle, and hip bone tracking in alignment as you gently stretch that knee in toward the chest. Opposite leg stretches out long. Gotta give myself a little bit more space here. Opposite leg stretches out long, pointing and lengthening through the toe. So we're inhaling here. As we exhale, we're hugging that knee in a little closer to the chest, and then we're inhaling to switch the legs and hugging the opposite knee in. Good. Inhale, switch. Exhale, hug the knee in toward the chest, tightening the abdominal wall. Good. Inhale to switch. Exhale, abdominal wall contracts and knee hugs in. Good. Holding the legs in the frame of the body, keeping those hips, knees, and ankles in alignment, and stretching and lengthening out through the toes of the extended leg. Good. If you're feeling strong here, we're going to peel up into a crunch. So we're peeling head, neck, and shoulders up so that the head is resting on top of the shoulders. Gaze is looking out between the inner thighs. If this is really straining your neck or you no longer have the ability to contract your core, on the exhale, I want you to lower head, neck, and shoulders back down and work on building that core strength through the breath and core engagement. Good. Nice work for 3 and 2, abs in, and last 1. Lower head, neck, and shoulders down for a moment. We're going to prepare to do 10 quick. So we're inhaling to prepare, exhaling to peel head, neck, and shoulders up or leave them down on the mat, and then switch, 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 switch. Good. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Amazing work. Bring both knees in toward the chest. Take your right hand over your right knee, left hand over your left knee, and just circle those knees in opposite directions. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice work. Lower your feet down to the floor. Final ab exercise here in this position. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind the head, and this time we're going to peel head, neck, and shoulders up, and then we're going to bring the right knee in toward the chest and rotate, bringing left elbow toward right knee, lowering down, and then lifting, rotating, bringing right elbow toward left knee. So we're lifting and twisting, pressing the low back into the mat so we're not twisting through the hips. We're just rotating around the rib cage, keeping those elbows nice and wide as we curl and crunch up, working into our obliques. So we're shortening the distance between the bottom of the rib cage and the hip bone. Good. Nice work. We've got 4 and 3. Challenge yourself by really picking the shoulder blade up off the mat as you bring that elbow up to meet the knee. Good. And last one. Good. Now for a little challenge, we're going to move into those a bit more quickly. So we're going to bring the legs into tabletop, and we're going to tap the toe down to the mat and cross over. Tap the toe down to the mat and cross over. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7. You've got this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Bring knees in toward the chest. Stretch the legs out long and roll over onto your stomach. Now from this position, we're going to stretch out those abdominals. So I'd like you to take your hands on either side of your shoulders. Legs are about hip distance apart, and we're just going to peel up into a cobra. So pressing the forearms down onto the mat, lifting through the chest. If that feels comfortable and you want to extend the stretch a little bit further, you can come up onto those palms. But if that's really compressing your lower back, I'd like you to stay down on your forearms. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Nicely done. Lower back down to the mat with control. Now from here, we're gonna go into some spine extension. So we want to make sure the shoulders are down away from the ears. Those palms are on either side of the shoulders. We're just sort of hovering the chest up off the floor, but keeping the gaze down on the mat. I want you to envision a piece of string drawing the top of your head toward the wall in front of you. So you're really lengthened through the spine. From here, we're gonna lower, inhale, and then exhale, lift. Lower and lift. Gently push the mat away up through those forearms and extend and lengthen through the spine. Nice long neck. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Now as you lift, I want you to be focusing on drawing your navel in and gently contracting your upper back muscles. So sort of drawing those shoulder blades together. Drawing the upper back muscles together as you lift. Now notice I'm not lifting my head up like this as we did in our stretch, and keeping my head in my neck in line with my spine and my gaze down on the floor. For 2, draw those shoulders down and back, and last 1. Now lowering down, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna hover the palms up off the floor. So we're inhaling here, and we're exhaling to lift, lengthening through the spine. Good, lower and lift the chest. Not so high, again, that you're compressing in the low back. You wanna be gently engaging those upper back muscles, lengthening out through the crown of your head. For 4 and 3, last 2, and final 1. Nice work. Now from here, I'd like you to stretch your hands out long. Palms are down on the floor. We're gonna inhale here. And as we exhale, we're gonna pull the right elbow back, but we're not gonna take the torso over to the right. We're gonna keep the torso and the head right in the middle. So we're coming back down, and then we're lifting the left arm, pulling it back, engaging those upper back muscles on the left side. Lifting, drawing that right elbow back, lowering, and lifting, drawing the left elbow back. So we're alternating sides. We're engaging the upper back muscles as we pull that elbow back, keeping the gaze down on the floor. Good. For 3 and 2. Core is engaged as we breathe out and pull back. Last 1. Now we're going to pull both elbows back together as we hover the chest up off the floor. Inhale here. And exhale to lift, drawing those upper back muscles together, and then lower. Bring the palms down to the floor. Inhale. And exhale, lift. And inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Knit those shoulder blades together. And inhale to lower. Good. Keeping that neck nice and long. Keeping the spine lengthened. We've got 3 and 2 and final 1. Lower the palms and lift up into an all fours position. Nicely done. We're going to get into some shoulder and some upper body work. So I'd like you to position your wrists so they're below your shoulders, knees are below the hips. We're going to go into some shoulder protractions and retractions. So the arms are straight here, gentle micro bend in the elbows. We're going to let the shoulder blades come together, sort of sinking between the shoulders, keeping the arms straight, and then we're going to push the mat away, broadening across those shoulders, separating the shoulder blades. So we're inhaling, sinking between the shoulder blades, having them come close together, and then exhale, pushing that away, broadening across the shoulders, separating those shoulder blades. Inhale, protract the shoulder blades. Exhale, retract. Sorry, opposite. Inhale, retract. Exhale, protract. So as we separate them, we're protracting them. Good. Inhale, retract those shoulder blades. And exhale, protract. Now add the core engagement. Inhale. And as you exhale, pull your belly in towards your spine and separate those shoulder blades. For 3 and 2, retract and protract. And last 1, protracting those shoulder blades. Now we're going to let our shoulders come into neutral. So there's that natural positioning of the shoulders, not fully separated or knitted together. We want to be just gently pushing the mat away. So we're broad across the shoulders. Now from here, where we want to keep our shoulders perfectly level, we're going to extend the right arm and we're going to lift the right arm and lower. Now your challenge here is to keep that right shoulder level with the left. Lower and lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Good. So working on that scapula balance here. Strengthening that right shoulder as you lift up to torso height and then lower with control. Lift and lower. Let's go 6 and 5. Nice control. For 4, reach long through those fingers. 2, and last 1, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the right hand down to the floor. Nice work. Now we're going to set ourselves up on the left side, making sure the left shoulder is in line with the right shoulder. We're extending the left arm and lifting and lowering. So it seems like a very small range of movement, but I really want you to engage with those shoulders. Keep those shoulders nice and balanced. Keep the neck in line with the spine, so don't let your head drop here. And really switch on the core muscles so that you're nice and stable through the trunk. Good. Let's go 6. Remember to maintain that micro bend in your supporting arm. 4, 3, lift and lengthen. For 2, and final 1, nicely done. Now repositioning the wrists below the shoulders. We're going to now walk the hands just out a little bit in front of where they were so that you've got a nice long arm, but your wrist, elbow, and shoulder is still lined up. Now from here, we're going to lower the forearms down to the mat. They should be perfectly parallel, and then push up through the heels of the hands. Lower the forearms down to the floor and push up through the heels of the hands. Lower and lift. So I want you to switch your attention and focus onto the backs of the arms doing the work here. So we're lowering, and then weight goes into the heels of the hands as we push up. Lower and lift. Amazing work. So focus on those triceps doing the work. Remember, keep those arms parallel. Don't let the elbows splay out to the sides. Lowering and pushing up. Weight in the heels of the hands. Working those triceps. Inhale to lower. Belly to spine to lift as we push up. Good. Let's go 4 and 3. You're doing great. For 2 and final 1. Amazing. Take your knees nice and wide. Sink back into child's pose. You can wave your hands from side to side, relieving any tension in those wrists. And now we're going to come back up to a kneeling position. Now for these next exercises, if kneeling is uncomfortable, I would like you to stand with your feet hip distance apart. I'll turn and face you here. So sitting up nice and tall or standing nice and tall, we've got our shoulders down away from our ears. The chin is parallel with the floor. We're now going to take the arms up overhead and then bring the elbows down so that we're making right angles. Now, if you want to back right up against a wall like I am, it can be good feedback so that you are ensuring that you keep that posture nice and elevated. We don't want to be sort of rounding forward for this or arching back. We want that spine upright and in neutral. So from here, we're going to draw the hands together, draw the elbows and the forearms together, and then open up nice and wide, again, without arching. So we're drawing the elbows and the forearms together, and then opening through the chest, contracting those upper back muscles. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now your challenge here is to keep your shoulders down away from your ears. So you don't want them hunching up. You want to keep a nice long neck. And we're going to really move with resistance. So we're not holding on to weights here, but we can still make it challenging by really squeezing those forearms together and contracting those upper back muscles as we pull those elbows back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Draw those shoulder blades together. Every time you open that chest, and then squeeze the forearms together so that you're working those chest muscles as the arms close. Good. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Now, keeping the neck nice and long, we're going to start circling the elbows back. Little circles backwards. Getting deep into those shoulders. Good. Working into the shoulders as we roll those elbows down and back and up and around. Good. Keep those hands lifted. Fingers nice and long, chin parallel with the floor. Imagine growing taller up through the crown of your head. Keep with it, keep breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Final push here. Little arm raises up toward the ceiling. Good, you should really feel those shoulders burning now. Even without the weight, we can still get a good shoulder sculpt with these weightless moves. Good. Pulsing it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Relax it down and give your shoulders a roll. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nicely done. Okay, from here we're going to switch our focus onto our lower body. So I'm going to roll down onto my side body on the mat. We're going to stretch out nice and long to begin with. I'm propping myself up with my right leg on top and my head rested on my left hand. If that's uncomfortable for your neck, I want you to lower your head onto your outstretched arm. From here, we're going to bend the knees, bringing the shins in line with the edge of the mat. We're creating right angles with those knees. The knees are lined up, the hips are stacked, one on top of the other. Now from here, you can place this hand on the mat for support. We're going to point the toes and lift and lower that top leg. Lift and lower. So a few checkpoints here that really matter. You don't want to be rolling back. You want to keep those hips stacked and those legs perfectly parallel as you lift and lower that top leg. Lift and lower. So this is a side-lying version of the fire hydrant. So we're working into our gluteus medius muscles, that side booty area, strengthening deep into the hips. Good, we've got 10 more. 10, 9, lift that leg and lower with control. 8, squeeze the side booty with every lift. Good. For 6, abs in. 5, relax those shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and and 1. Nicely done. Now use your hands to help you to come back up to a seated position and then move into all fours. We're going to continue to work that right side, but we're going to come down onto the forearms now to give the wrists a rest. So I'd like you to position your elbows so they're below your shoulders, forearms are parallel. Now again, we're not slumping, we're not retracting the shoulder blades, we're slightly protracting them as we push up through those elbows. Knees are below the hips. We're going to extend the right leg out long, keeping the hips square with the mat. We're going to lift the leg and lower. Toes are pointed. Lift and lower. So I want you to really take a moment here to connect with those right glutes. Really squeeze the right bum cheek as you lift that leg. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Squeeze the bum with every lift. Let's go 4, 3, 2, nice long neck and gazes at the floor, and 1. Now from here we're going to bend the knee, extend the leg, tap the toe down and lift. Bend, extend, tap and lift. Good work. Amazing. So every time you bring the heel toward the bum, I want you to contract the hamstrings. So we're working the gluteus maximus and the hamstrings here. Good. Moving slowly and with control. Amazing work. Last 4. Last 3. Abs in. Good work. 2. And last 1, we're going to bend and hold at a right angle, lower the knee and lift for 10, 8, 7, 6, lift that big toe up toward the ceiling as though you were trying to poke a hole in it, 4, 3, 2, slow and controlled, and 1. Nice work. Lower your knees down to the mat. Take them nice and wide and sink back into child's pose, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Stretching and lengthening through the spine. Inhale and exhale. Nice work. Let's come over onto the other side. So we've got our left leg on top. We're supporting ourselves on our hand or on our outstretched arm. We're stretching out nice and long. First of all, making sure the hips are stacked, core is engaged, neck is long, and then we're bending at the knees, creating right angles. Knees are in line with the hips, knees are lined up, and toes are pointed. Without letting that top hip roll back, keeping it stacked on top of the lower hip. We're lifting and lowering, keeping those legs parallel. Good. Nice work. Last 10, 9, working into the gluteus medius, 8, squeeze the bum at the top of every lift. Last 6, core is engaged, neck is long, keep those shoulders down away from your ears for 4, 3, 2, lift a bit higher, and last 1. Nice work. Now let's come over onto the other side. Coming down onto those forearms, positioning the elbows so they're below the shoulders. Forearms are parallel. We're extending that left leg out long. Now we don't want any over curvature in the lumbar spine like this, so tuck your tailbone slightly so you're nice and long in the low back. We're lifting the leg and lowering. Lift and lower. Lift it up, squeeze the bum and lower. Engage the core every time you breathe out and lift the leg. That will help to protect your low back and help you isolate this work in the glutes. Good. For 6, 5, squeeze those glutes. 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Bend, extend, and lower. Lift, bend, extend, and lower. You're doing great. Keep those shoulders down away from the ears. Keep the neck nice and long. Core is engaged as we pull the heel to the bum, working into those hamstrings. Full extension before lowering the leg. Last 3 and 2. Nicely done. And final 1, and hold with a bent leg. We're going to lower and lift, pointing through the big toe, poking that hole in the ceiling with the big toe. For 7, 6, lift abdominal wall, breathe out to lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1, lower down. Amazing work. Take those knees nice and wide and stretch and lengthen into your child's pose. Regulating the breath here, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last breath here. Amazing. Now from here, we're going to move down onto our backs and stretch out those glutes. Rolling it down, I'd like you to cross your right leg over your left leg. Now you have a couple options here. This might feel quite intense, even just with you pressing the inside of the right thigh away from yourself. Or you might decide you want to pick up that left foot like that and hold the stretch. If you want the deepest version of the stretch, we're going to interlace our fingers, take them behind the left thigh, and just hug that left knee in toward the chest. So choose an option that works for you. You want to feel the stretch in your hip and your glutes. Now, if you're in this position, I want you to try to press your lower back, connect your tailbone with the floor so that you can feel this stretch into the lower back as well. We're relaxing our shoulders and breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. If it feels comfortable, you can hug that knee in a little closer toward the chest for our final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Soften the foot to the floor. Switch the crossing of your legs. Choose the position that works for you, where you can really feel the stretch in those glutes. Maximum stretch here. We're going to pull that right knee in toward the chest. So the hands are holding onto the back of the right thigh. Again, challenge yourself by trying to connect your lower back with the mat to really feel that stretch deep into the lumbar spine as well. Hug it in a little bit closer to you if you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Take your hands behind your thighs and roll up. Use your hands to help you if you need to a seated position. From here, we're going to go into a back body stretch. So lift your arms up nice and high and fold over the lower body. Dropping the crown of the head, reaching toward those toes, but maybe just holding on to your thighs or your calves, whatever feels more comfortable for you. We're going to breathe in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to draw the belly button a little bit closer in toward the spine, creating more space so that we can fold a little bit more deeply into the stretch, lowering the chest toward the thighs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Now we're going to stretch out our thighs a little bit more. So I'd like you to bring your feet together, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to hinge from the hips, just bringing the upper body over the lower body slightly, keeping the spine nice and long and extended. Drawing the knees down toward the mat. You can place your hands on your knees if that feels comfortable and apply just a little bit of pressure, not to the point of pain, but just to get a really nice deep inner thigh stretch in, stretching the hips. For 3, and 2,
and 1. You can cross your legs, sit up nice and tall, and we're gonna finish off with some shoulder rolls, shrugging away tension in the upper body. Roll those shoulders down and back for 3, and 2, and final 1. Amazing work. I hope you enjoyed that beginner's Pilates routine. I hope you felt like you worked all your major muscle groups and feel well stretched. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to moving again with you next time. See you soon.